can I help you today? Can I help you into some new gear?
If you really want to fight crime, you'll need to do some detective work. Clues open up investigations, collections, and briefings to aid the good fight. Oracle's even rigged your interface to show colored markers when valuable information is near. Find one here in the Watchtower, then come back to me.
It's that time again! Thanks for tuning in! Get ready for another round of newbies! I'm your host, the Joker. Let's get to know our legendary contestants. So you knocked him dead, eh? Put that big brainy bottle boy on his big behind, did you? Tetra, tetra, blah, blah, blah. Well, congratulations. Aren't we, ladies and gentlemen? I said, aren't we, ladies and gentlemen? Harley? Harley! You see? But enough about past exploits. Here today, gone tomorrow, right? That's what they say, right? Take the old stomping grounds, for example. Gotham City and Metropolis. I mean, look at all the little hidey holes you've managed to carve out for yourselves. Oh, so industrious. You must feel all safe and cozy in there. Comfortable, are we? Well, not for long, because it's time to shake things up a bit. You've all become too complacent, too predictable, and that makes you boring. And if there's one thing I can't stand, it's a bored audience. So get ready, kids, because it's going to be a very, very exciting ride. I mean, these are just the opening jokes, folks. We haven't even gotten to the punchline yet, and when we do, it's going to be a doozy.
We've got a situation. Someone has compromised the safe house security codes for the police stations and nightclubs. Oracle thinks it's...
Is this thing on? Hello, viewers! Before tonight's show, we had a very special interview with your colleagues. It only took a few hours for them to spill their guts all over my wingtips. But I'm the generous sort, so I'm going to share these security codes. That ought to make things more interesting. It's time to get this show started. You're the next contestant, so come on down! Or Is this thing on? Hello, viewers! Before tonight's show, we had a very special interview with your colleagues. It only took a few hours for them to spill their guts all over my wingtips. But I'm the generous sort, so I'm going to share these security codes. That ought to make things more interesting. It's time to get this show started. You're the next contestant, so come on down! Or else...
Hey, what's up, sir? Had to pick something to play. The other game that I wanted to play is not even close to being done yet. And I was on such a roll, but then I got so mad about the fact, well, not mad, but I'm definitely not happy about the fact that I could not get that game going, because I like the games to be a backdrop for my stupidity. But maybe I asked for too much. Dr. Psycho again? I love Dr. Psycho on Poison Ivy. I mean, not Poison Ivy. On Harley Quinn. He's hilarious on there. If you haven't seen Harley Quinn, you gotta love it. Heck yeah! 17 hours? You out of your mind? Plus I had a good convo going. I had sweet people hanging out. But it was a perfect cocktail. And they got eluded. So, you know. I don't do nothing on here. I just play video games and look to chop it up with people. That's it. Nah. I'm not pleasing the algorithm, which to me is still a guy named Al that can't dance. People always tell me about, what do you do with that? I'm like, I could care less. And apparently that's not a good answer. People hang out, they hang out. If they don't, they don't. I'm not going to sit there. Why do you think you never hear me say, please like it and all that junk? But anyways, enough of my problems. Dr. Psycho, Harley Quinn, have you seen it? Have you seen it? Seen it? Oh. Yeah, it's on HBO Max, but you can probably find some good clips of him on YouTube. There, see, I'm giving out free plugs, YouTube. Don't bother me. Gonna rock down through Electric Avenue. Forgot I could do that. Yeah. Yeah, do your thing. What up, Boomy? How you doing? Funny thing, I started playing Ark 2 days ago. Got irritated because I had no idea what I was doing, so I stopped playing. And then I decided to re-download it. Now it's taking forever. So yeah, I'm gonna indulge it. I monumentally suck at that game, though. No, I didn't expect to be good at it, so, you know, I wasn't expecting any of that. But I'm sitting here like I couldn't even read half the stuff on the screen because my TV ain't that huge. I'm like, what are they talking about? I have no idea. I mean, you're talking to a guy who doesn't even play Minecraft. That part is I do get how it works, though. I'm just like, eh.
Dr. Cisco journal entry, meta research project.
Hey, you sound like me. So we were having a boss discussion about anime and spirit animals and all kinds of stuff. Because originally I was just sitting here listening to me some true crime and doing research on one of my other favorite subjects in the world. Psychos, schizos, weirdos, and killers. I'm not going to go into that because I don't run no true crime page. Yeah. Now, where am I supposed to go? Yeah, looking through the eyes of a psycho, oh, American Psycho, oh. Used to love me some Misfits. Still do. Personal views aside, I appreciate the music. Every time I play this game now, I think of that Robot Chicken. Where it turns out that Superman's planet never blew up. It's hilarious. Ah, good old editing. Something that I do not do. Nothing against it. Everybody should. But I'm like, psh, I can't edit. I don't have one of those fancy schmancy computers. Or the patience. Many times I keep trying to tell people, I am not a YouTuber. I'm just some jerk that happens to be on YouTube that makes stupid videos about whatever the hell he's into. I mean, heck, if I were, I'd like have to put together videos and stuff. And I talk about this stuff because, you know, like I said before, I come from the time period where you like something, you told someone about it. If they were feeling what you're talking about, they go look it up for themselves. You really didn't have a chance to go see that music video that you wanted to see unless you caught it on TV. You didn't get to download it and go see it as soon as it was mentioned. You had to earn that. Or stumble across it, whichever one you want to prefer to say. You know, like your friends describing a movie to you, and your parents would take it to the theater, you'd understand what I'm talking about. Like people ask me, "Oh, why don't you play more? Why haven't you played more?" I couldn't play video games back then. Because unlike most people, I was literally homeless. I'd be like, well, why couldn't your parents? I'm like, my parents didn't. No, that wasn't happening. They had to keep me alive with, you know, food and stuff. Then I couch surfed a lot. But fun part is I still got to play a lot of video games that shouldn't have been able to be played by me. I still got to get my hands on a Sega Activator.
Dr. Cisco Journal Entry Meta Research Project. Dr. Cisco Journal Entry Meta Research Project.
Oh, what's up, AAP? How are you doing? Oh, this music is not compelling at all.
Dr. Cisco Journal Entry Meta Research Project.
AAP better be good. Unless they got more people sitting around here trying to spit venom on them. In which case, I don't know. I'd probably be honored if people took a time out their day to make whole pages dedicated to me, negative or positive. But they want to talk all that crap. It's like, oh my God, I'm that fascinating to you? And here I thought I was boring. Oh man, I shed a tear right now, because of you. Because you waste all of your time, your money, and your energy to talk mess on me. I guess you showed me, you freaking loser. But anyway, that's another story. And I see it too. I be seeing people trashing each other all day long, and I'm all like, man. I used to have people diss me, but they did it the old-fashioned way, to my face, by swinging on me, shooting at me, trying to stab me. The dude that tried to hang me, you know, classic dissing and classic haterism. And then they're like, oh crap, did you read what that guy wrote about you? Back when I was in my band, I was all like, I have to read what they wrote? Then that ain't gonna happen. Because that would imply they're important enough for me to care about, and I can't do that. Plus, I had just gotten out of a relationship, so I really wasn't really in the mood to have another stalker. You know, it's hard to, like, dedicate yourself properly to one. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had a time. It wasn't them, it was me. I didn't have time to focus on them losers. And neither should y'all, is all I'm saying. I'm like, dang, you mentioning names? That's giving them more than they're worth. How would I put this? Responding to haters. Responding to haters to me is the equivalent of going to watch Sex and the City, the movie, with my mother in the theater. On premiere day. Without any liquor. Or a blunt. Object to bust somebody's head in with for dragging me to that movie. See? But also, if I haven't said, this should be my catchphrase. Don't ever listen to me. I have no idea what I'm talking about half the time. Haven't I made y'all realize I don't know squat and I'm kind of crazy? Just because y'all are wonderful and have fire channels. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here fighting a little person with plant powers. But in my defense, he's hilarious on the HBO cartoon Harley Quinn. And I just beat him. I made you my punk! This beatdown was dedicated to all the people in the world that take time to hate, because without you, the rest of us wouldn't realize how valuable we are.
How can you resist my illusions?
Because sometimes you want to give up in life, and you know what happens? Somebody will sit there and tell you how much you suck, and they'll spend all that time. You're like, you spent all these hours putting together evidence about me? I didn't even know I did that much. And then you gotta shed a quick tear like you're Miss America. Or Miss Universe, whatever the appropriate thing to say is, because, you know, I don't like to disinclude people.
Thanks again. Maybe we can talk when I don't feel so sick.
Either that or like, man, you say all that stuff about me? That's crazy. How's your wife feel about it? Oh, you don't have a wife? How's your girlfriend take? Oh, you don't have one of those either. Well, surely you got somebody that holds you and tells you they love you. Not even your dog tells you that he loves you? Man, that's crazy. Even my enemies love me. We send each other fruit baskets every year. Still want to kill you. Best regards. You know, that kind of deal. Oh, man, I'm stupid. Anyways. I'm sorry, some intelligent conversation. Fine, alright, I'll do that. Underrated masterpiece of a movie came out in the early 2000s, was called Gabriel. It was an Australian movie. It was Andy Whitfield's first role. He was actually very good in there. It was crazy because it was a low-budget Australian movie. An angel going to go take out Samael and Baphomet. It starred Andy Whitfield, who would go on to become Spartacus on the Starz TV show Spartacus Blood and Sand. He did an excellent job on there with the irreplaceable and incomparable Manu Bennett, whom I still feel like should do more roles because he played Slade Wilson, aka Deathstroke, as well as in his show called The Shannara Chronicles. There. See? Sweet conversation without me just ranting and raving. Andy Whitfield, though, sadly passed away a few years ago, right after they had finished Blood and Sand. The way he passed away was as beautiful as when Chi Chang, my idol, passed away. And, like, it was just, that was the most devastating part of my life. I will survive for as long as I know how to live. I know I'll stay alive. That's right, I sang it. I don't care. I Will Survive is one of the best disco songs of all time. Is it good? Man, probably. Is it gay? Completely. But does it make you want to move? Just like listening to Staying Alive by the Bee Gees. There's just some songs that no matter how hard you try, you can't resist grooving. You'll talk your mess. You'll be like, oh, that's stupid. This song is horrible. But your arms will be swinging. Your butt will be going side to side. You'll be hitting perfect moves. You'll grab your woman and you'll do a quick spin. And then I know where you're going, ha, 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 staying alive. And then you don't know why that happened. It's just unavoidable. Yes, Andy Whitfield's great, easy digging. But, I said I'd say something intelligent or at least like compelling without talking mess. So that's why I did that. Although, Manu Bennett, get your butt back in the studio and start acting again. Because Shannara Chronicles, he was dope in. If you haven't seen him on Arrow, he played Slade Wilson. The original Slade Wilson. I mean, and he was Crixus on Spartacus Blood and Sand with the late Andy Whitfield. And he was great at it. Plus, if you just check his pictures out, I don't care how old he gets, that guy is a total smoke show. That's right, I said it. I don't care. I'm not going to sit here and be like, no homo. Because that's the most homo thing you can say is no homo. Because you're trying too hard to prove to me that you're not. Just say it and call it a day. Can't knock him. And he can dance. That's like, you know, what's that, a double whammy? No, other than that, though, I'm glad to be back on here because, real talk, last couple of days I was going to come on and do my broadcasting, like, you know, play my video game. I haven't even shot a short because I actually deal wholesale, like, with depression, like a crazy amount of it. I don't really talk about it. Everybody got their things they go through. And I don't really like to talk about what I'm going through. I would prefer to not think about it while I talk random craziness with other people that might be having depression issues too. Or whatever problem they got. When they hang out, I want to just, you know, chop it up about whatever. So, but the last couple of days was real bad on me. And you probably won't, you probably will, but you most likely won't hear me go into this kind of detail about it. It's just that, like I said, some days are easier than others. Especially since I don't, like, you know, harm myself or nothing like that no more. Because I was a kid. But I made it this far and I'm here for a reason, so I can't help but embrace that stuff. Because for every day there is a season, no need for the trees, and I just got to stay believing. Know what I'm meaning? Why am I talking like that? Anyways. Hey, I don't know. Everybody else can sit there and say all that. Oh, well, you know, this, that, and no homo. I'm like, that proves you are one. That's all I'm saying. Or if you are one, cool. Not my problem. Been hanging out with... You don't want to know me. I used to hang out in the gay clubs. I had fun there. Only rule I had is it better be fabulous. Because I don't take the time to care about a person's orientation, a person's culture, their way of life, or whatever. Because your whole belief system is that I'm a piece of crap. But as long as you don't personally feel that way, I can't say nothing about you. I mean, heck, I hung out, like I said, all walks of life. I even used to hang out with a neo-Nazi. Figure that one out. He always said we couldn't be cool because of his belief system, but he always hung out with me because he just loved hanging out with me. I miss him. May he rest in peace. It's not even that, you know, like people always say stuff like life is too short or all that. No, it's just that I don't have the time to dice up everybody. What's that rule? You suck until proven otherwise. I'm okay with believing everybody sucks. But just because I might believe you suck don't mean that I'm going to personally think that you suck. That's just like a baseline thought. It's a blanket statement. You know, like, everybody sucks. And then you meet a bunch of cool people. Well, that reiterates your feelings. Why do I sound like a therapist? Look, I don't know. I'm not philosophical. I apologize. But I got y'all here, like I was chopping up with all these people. Let's see. If y'all ain't hanging out at AAP's Variety Channel, I don't know what's wrong. They do giveaways, they got prizes, good people, good folks. I met a lot of cool people on there. In fact, a lot of the people that are sitting here congregated with me right now in this chat are from there, and they always come through. Easy Digging, dude digs up artifacts, shows you daily life. Dude gives out cool pictures of the sky. And on top of that, he has a niddler, okay? A niddler from Pirates of Darkwater. That monkey bird who loves his mingo melons, he's got one. Right there, that gives him automatic pimp status. I care what nobody say. Then they got ghost tracers, and I don't know when ghost tracers is not cool. All that paranormal stuff be soiling my shorts because I don't mess around with creepy stuff. Probably because spirits hate me for some reason. Not in a haunting way, probably because I can't be corrupted easily. I don't know, either which way. Dr. Katz, professional therapist, Jonathan Katz, one of the original Squiggle Vision cartoons. I love that show. That's right, pimp status. Boomy the Lost, I can go on and on. It was through him. He was like the introduction to everything. Boomy the Lost. He came through while I was messing around on Horizon Zero Dawn. Always came cool. He, was talking about how, he's like, sorry I'm late. I was over here at this channel. I'm like, oh, this channel? And I'm like, well, Boomy recommended it. If Boomy recommends it, I got to go check it out. And then I did. And through that, I got to meet Easy Digging. I got to meet Ghost Tracers. I got to meet so many cool people. And it was weird, too, because on the day that I got there, there was some drama involving some dude whose name I can't remember. I think his name was like the Poker or like the Loker or the Smoker, the Coker. I don't really know. I forget. Point is, he wasn't important enough for me to remember because I was enthralled by all the coolness that they were bringing by bringing the truth, their truth, and bringing their faith and love. So that's why I always say, get over there. And all these people want to see people win. And that's all I'm about. I love watching people that want to watch people win. I love watching people win. I've won a couple of times on their channel, and I refuse the gifts because I'm like, nah, give it to somebody else. Give it to somebody who needs it. Give it to somebody who deserves it. I'm just some newbie hanging out trying to watch other people win. That's it. And that's how I feel about those channels. But dear Lord, I wish I could remember the name of that person. Is it the Zoki, the Loker, the Poker? I don't remember. The Poker. I think it's the Poker. Or the Quaker? The Quaker? The lipstick baker in the counter? I don't remember. Not important enough because, number one, plagiarized his name. Automatically, I don't, and also, I try to read mean comments, but I don't speak stupid. I don't know how. I try to read it, but it just comes out in a blur, and then I get caught up in this weird 80s vision, and then the next thing I know, I'm playing Pat Benatar. So that's why I can't read the negativity. I try, people. I really try. I want to be involved in the drop, but I can't. Then there's the homie Modern Native, always giving out survival tips, always giving out good tips on life. See, all these people provide fire. That's the other reason why I ain't been on lately, because they got fire content, and there's no way I can measure up, because I'm not creating content. I'm coming on here talking crazy mess. He might have been the butcher or the baker, Easy. I don't know. I'm trying to remember the name of the person that's spouting all this foulness, but problem is when you're spouting foulness and you're doing it online, then I can't really respect it. You got to show up. You got to prove it. And also, how many times have I said, oh, you can say whatever you want about me, but it's up to me to make it true. And if it ain't me making it true, then the burden of proof is on the presenter. Period. Or dot. However you people say it nowadays, I am not hip. I ain't never been hip. I just told you earlier how algorithm sounded like some dude who can't dance. But yeah, nah, because of them, I've met a lot of people. And I always hang out with Easy, especially at night on the Blaze the F Up radio show. I can't say that word in there, but, you look it up. Fun times. He plays a lot of good videos. Even takes requests as long as, they're not copyrighted or whatever. One of those things. And like I said before, this game is a backdrop for me to spew. Huh. Yep, that was me outside doing a quick rant. Let me look around here. Let's see how long. Oh, crap, I've been on here for almost an hour already. Half of that's just been me spouting off. I have got to work on that. Yeah, they're all like, you can edit videos from your phone. I'm like, dude, I am El Cheapo. My phones are not that good. The fact that I could film coherent, like, that in itself is like value. I almost want to call it awesome sauce. But other than that, like I said, reboot, they got that going on. I'm like, yes, baby. Because they got that on Tubi. Like, I was a huge reboot fan. Hey, there he is. That's John Constantine right there, a.k.a. the Hellblazer. This is all the extra stuff you got to do on here, like make yourself stronger. But yeah, no, Hellblazer, that was sweet. Do I have time for another fight? I actually do. Thank you, Easy. Thank you. I really don't ever have faith in myself when I do this, because you know everybody else comes in here and they're like, all right, here's what you want to do. You want to go ahead and take a left here, take that right turn at Albuquerque, and while you're doing that, you should go over here and check this out. And you know what? You will pick up some sweet, cool items, and you know that will not only increase your status, but it'll make you stronger. Here's another tip that you need, and I'm like, hey, that's cool, but since everybody's doing it, I can't really offer anything insightful. I'm also not that entertaining. I'm nutty like squirrel poo-poo. But at the same time, I like to at least think that I like to think that people get something out of it. At least the thing that I think that I would like for them to get out of it, honestly, is I love when they say, what the hell is he talking about? To me, then I did my job. You know why? Because you took that split second out of the problem that you're having to ask that question. So that means whatever is bothering you, you're not on it right now, and that's important. I don't know. And one of the things I always want to ask at that time is, I'm like, is that fair? Is that a fair assessment? Am I saying it right? And I really don't know, but here's to hoping.
Oh, it's on. So sick of how many jerks dump post-fight rubble on sidewalks. Makes Gotham City impossible to navigate with a wheelchair.
Gotham City. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, and I gotta bring this up again. The fact that they had reboot on deck. And there might be other people on right now, and that's the only reason why I'm not like, I feel bad because I want to make sure that, you know, like I don't really like posting what everybody else is posting. I like to make sure they get their shine. And I don't always comment on everybody's stuff, but I'm always liking it, so don't get it twisted. But also, I don't want to give out the fake, vague, and generic stuff. I like to consider myself at least mindless and clever at the same time. Yep, they got reboot on Tubi. That's the other reason why I ain't been here. How can I go wrong? That's hexadecimal, man. And that's the first time where you had an animated Bruce Campbell. I don't think that was his voice, but they had him on there. And that's the cartoon. Like, it started off so cool, and then it got so dark, and that made it even better. Yeah, but they got a whole, yeah, like, cause I watch a lot of cartoons on there. They got like everything. Tales from the Crypt Keeper. Actually, I'll ask you this question because I asked somebody else and they didn't understand the question. You probably won't either. Which do you think was the crazier show? The Adventures of Pete and Pete or Erie, Indiana? I should have made that a YouTube short. I probably still will ask that question up there. But I don't put together videos. Yeah, The Adventures of Pete and Pete. And Erie, Indiana. Which one of those was the crazier show? A professional look channel? Oh, that's cool. I'm just a channel that throws out weird stuff that people should be watching from back in the day. I would make new recommendations, but here's the thing. Everybody else does that. Everybody else got that. I'm not really... Like I said, I just talk about... But nobody's answered my question. Which was the weirder show? Pete and Pete? Or Erie, Indiana? They were both crazy. One was more horror style, the other one was just plain strange. Bye, I can't stand it. Let your dog bite. Used to be on Nickelodeon. Like in the early 90s. About two brothers, and they're both named Pete. Erie, Indiana was just about a kid in town who had to deal with all the crazy crap he had going on in that town. It wasn't as popular, but they were both strange, but Pete and Pete was at least funnier. Like, he'd be like, bite my scab, wingnut. And this, like, 8-year-old kid had a dancing tattoo that would hypnotize people. And a dude in long johns who was the strongest man in the world. His name was Artie. Yeah, Erie, Indiana was crazy. Hey, Crypt Keeper, how you doing, yo? Love your music. It's always top shelf. Throw this orb in the air. What guy it's gonna hit, I don't care. Cause I'm killing everybody everywhere. Hey, Zatanna! Yeah, you're a great disappointment. You named yourself after a story about a dude who made a deal with the devil, and the best deal with the devil story was Bearskin, punk! Sorry, I zoned out again. But seriously, Bearskin was one of my favorite deal with the devil stories. Old German folklore, beautiful tale. They recovered it on, what was that, Saban's Fairy Tales. Oh, that's the other thing. I don't do my research. I just remember all this crap because I can't seem to forget anything. Except names, places, dignity, self-respect, learning how to shut up, logic, sense, reason. You know, normal stuff. here's another question that I'm probably going to put on my YouTube shorts. Which antagonist in the Hannibal Lecter series was the most ruthless, do you think? Oh no, Gravity Falls is crazy. I need my num-nums. But yeah, no, Pete and Pete and Erie, Indiana were live action. Like, if I wanted to go into strange cartoons, there's so many. Like, does anybody remember that Boogeyman episode of Ghostbusters cartoon? Which was strange in itself. But yeah, that Boogeyman episode was so terrifying. Even to this day, it still holds up. And if you watch, like, some episodes of Aladdin were very dark. But then again, so was the movie. Alright, what did he say? Where your hand gets lopped off and so does your head. It's barbaric, but hey, it's home. Arabian Night. But anyways. That's what that goes get for trying to play me Foodang. Beat him. Yeah, no, Gravity Falls is very Erie, Indiana-ish. Like, you know, because there was more of an agenda and a mission on both of those, you know? Whereas Pete and Pete really didn't have an agenda or a mission. It was just insane.
Demons themselves dance at my command. But one bit of knowledge eludes me. The flame of life. That electric bolt that creates something.
Oh, snap. Crypt Keeper, hold on. Where are my manners? Here we go. There you are.
I will possess the collective soul of mankind and turn the flesh of...
You're into this nation of conversation, so I feel like it's only proper that I give you proper appreciation. Nah, Gravity Falls is good. Like, you know, I'm not taking anything away from that. I can't even begin to say anything disrespectful toward it. Yeah. That's what I do. I'm a nostalgia freak. But, you know, unlike most people, I don't look back on the stuff with fondness. You know, people are like, oh, like the good old days, and that was not, it wasn't all good. Some of it sucked. We had a lot of crappy crap that was crapping all over the crapping. You know what I'm crapping? But anyways. But, you know, I loved me some Pete and Pete. I couldn't get enough of it. It ain't really nothing, yo. I mean, I always hang out around your channel, and like I said, I always like your music. You always got that flavor. You make me want to get back in the studio and start recording music again. But all of my stuff, I specialized in like horrorcore and punk rock. So all of my stuff was really twisted, scary, and psychotic. Yep, Christopher Lloyd as a voice actor is awesome. Christopher Lloyd. Even the Back to the Future cartoon, he was great in that. But, you know, as long as we're talking about like great voice actors, gotta give it up to Bobcat Goldthwait. I don't know why people don't appreciate his voice acting. I know he sounded like a drunk Grover, but he was awesome. I'm just saying. Even though he inspired that weird dude Jesse from MTV, but that's another story. Oh, no. What's crazy though is I think that there's two Christopher Lloyds. There's Christopher Lloyd that we all know and love, who was also in Mr. Nobody with Bob Odenkirk and the RZA. Mr. Nobody, if you ain't seen it, you need to go watch that movie. In fact, stop hanging out here right now and go watch Mr. Nobody. That's how good that movie is. Because it's Bob Odenkirk. But yep, Mark Hamill, the OG Joker, Batman animated series. He revolutionized the Joker as a voice. And I liked him as Blank Knocker in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. That was like a great cameo. And Mark Hamill was in one of my favorite trash, low-budget alien movies based off of an anime to come out in the early 90s, late 80s. It's this movie called The Guyver. Oh, hey, Elizabeth. You ain't missed much. I'm just in here playing DC and chopping it up. And now I'm looking at my little cousin looking at me through the window, and now I'm waving to her. Now I'm patting the window. Because they're my baby cousins, but I also like to call them my captors, because if I disobey them, I end up having to go on these long death marches with them to the store to go purchase candy out of my own pocket. You know how kids can be. They don't understand. And then we say, go get a job. They're like, I'm only 4. You know, that kind of nonsense. You ain't missed much. I'm just spouting off, talking about weird stuff. But I gotta ask you this, easy digging. Did you see? Hey, been there, done that. Me too. They never will. But easy. Well, we're talking about Mark Hamill, great roles. Do you remember him on the original Flash TV show? Not this CW stuff. I'm talking about the original Flash that used to come on. He played the Trickster. He redid his role for the TV show on CW, but that's when I first, like, people don't remember him as the Trickster back in the day. But yeah, he was in this movie I love, which was a martial arts movie as well. It was based off a Japanese anime that was sci-fi style. It had Jimmy J.J. Walker in it. I made a video about it. It was called The Guyver. One of my favorite movies of all time. I don't care how cheesy it is. Well, that's because Green Arrow was dope. I mean, I love the Arrowverse. Stephen Amell is so underrated. Fun fact about that show. In the first season, and I think parts of the second season, they had used actors from the Spartacus TV series on there. Like the second guy to play Spartacus, he was like the first major villain in there, I want to say, or it might have been the Flash. And I know Cynthia Dye Robinson, who played Lucretia, the second Lucretia, she actually got to play Amanda Waller. Oh, the strangest movie I've ever seen? Whew! Are we talking strange good, strange bad, or just plain weird where you're like, that was good, I guess, I don't know. Memento was strange, but I don't know if it categorized as strange. It was probably Gummo. Gummo was so weird. I got PlayStation Plus Premium, so I got a lot of games, and unfortunately, I don't have a computer, so I can't play a lot of the ones I want to play on here. Like Dragon's Lair Space Ace, forget it. Can't play A Boy and His Blob, and I have to, like, buy the Neo Geo games. But I'm fairly open. Like, I play almost anything. But are we talking like strange, horrific, strange, disgusting? Because there's a lot of stuff that's just strange just because you're like, what was this? Oh, The Passion of Darkly Noon with Brendan Fraser. That was one of the strangest movies I ever saw. Brendan Fraser was terrifying in that. Yeah, no, I seen that disaster piece. Gummo. I'm like, what is this movie about? Oh, I know Borderlands. I used to play it on Xbox all the time. I was a big fan of, what's his name, Z? The ninja dude? Hold on, I'm still outside because y'all got me enthralled. This is the whole reason I do this. I love to chop it up. The video games are a backdrop. Oh, phew. Oh, strange, like, why did I watch that? Huh. Well, let's see. Tromeo and Juliet. Not Romeo and Juliet. Tromeo and Juliet. It was a trauma film. I watched it. I'm like, why did I watch this? Yeah, well, Rocky. But, in its defense, Barry Bostwick was a stud. And Tim Curry is Dr. Frankenfurter. You can't go wrong, Boomy. You can't go wrong. I'm just saying. Maybe I'm wrong. Y'all can fight me on this all day, but Tim Curry, he killed it. And Tim Curry also kills it as Pennywise the Dancing Clown. Only time Tim Curry didn't kill it, and it wasn't his fault, to me, was when he played Gomez Adams. Because there's only John Astin and the late Raul Julia. Okay, that's fair. Hey, nah, strange movies all day. I tell you, like, but that's like those are movies that are strange. Like, why did I watch this? Like, you know, Twilight to me was pretty strange. I'm like, why are these vampires crump dancing? You know, when they realize that she's immortal and they gotta fend off the other ones, and they start crumping. I'm like, that's crump dancing. Plus, those vampires would get beat the crap up by my vampires from the Lost Boys. I'm just saying. But also, that was another smoke show movie. A young Kiefer Sutherland. Anyways. Hey, that movie's completely strange. I'm like, why did I watch this? Made me want to punch people, including my own mother, because that was her favorite set of movies. And I'm sitting here going, why am I watching this? Why was he in high school? He couldn't have been in college. He could have at least said that, you know, he's studying abroad or he's aloof or he's taking a year off. No, he just had to be in high school. That bothered me. But whatever, to each their own. That's not my thing. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. The last joke I'll make on them was when it comes to sparkling vampires, is I'm like, where I'm from, they would have got turned into chains. We would have made medallions out of them and had them hanging off our necklaces and made rap songs about it. Just like Ludacris said. Oh snap, Nightmare in the house. I'm about to get cracking some more on this here game. I can't believe I've been on here an hour. Yeah, I blame y'all. Y'all the ones up here keeping me engaged with all this beautiful talk. And like, we drink blood. I'm like, well, now you're hanging from my necklace. You're officially my bling. But heck, even one of my favorite vampire series as a kid, I had tons of problems with it, and that's the Vampire Chronicles by Anne Rice. I love all those books, but I can tell you a million things I hate about them. Because guess what? Just because you love something don't mean you don't have hate for it. It's alright to love something and have problems with it. It's alright to hate what you love. It's alright to dislike it. Because disliking something don't mean hate. Let's see other strange movies. Probably all the B-horror movies of the 80s, like Sorority House Massacre. I'm like, why did I watch this? It didn't even make no sense. Not even talking about stupid ideas from pro and antagonists. because you know that's just basic movie tropes. Hey, you're supposed to poke holes in everything you love. If you love it and you've seen it a million times, then of course you know what the issues are. That's not going to kill your love for it. Like, okay, example. 80s action movies. Pick any of them. The minute where you're like, none of this makes any boom, boom, boom. People get shot, explosions happen, and there's some gratuitous nudity. That's how they stopped that. Did it make sense to the point? No. But people got killed, somebody got naked, and explosions happened. So, we're happy. Is it good? No. That's why we still watch Tango and Cash and Showdown in Little Tokyo and Big Trouble in Little China. Although Showdown in Little Tokyo had Brandon Lee in there, and Brandon Lee was excellent in there. Brandon Lee was good in all of his roles. I don't care what nobody say. Even his last one, The Crow, which, you know, breaks my heart because I love The Crow. If you haven't seen The Crow, I always talk about it. Even that TV show. Rob Zombie was supposed to write one of them, but he never did. I don't know if I'm glad about that because I wanted. Another fun fact: DMX was actually supposed to be The Crow in one of the movies. Heck, even your name. You share a name with, I always call him John Cassier. He's the Crypt Keeper forever in life for me. I don't care what he does in his life. This dude could revolutionize anything, but he's still the Crypt Keeper. Tales from the Crypt was my show. He'll always be that for me. And he can find a cure for AIDS, but I better hear a bad pun to go with it. Hey, I want to thank y'all also, because this is the exact reason why I started doing these streams. I don't really play video games. I play them, but that's not the importance of this. I just like talking to people about it. Wax philosophical about dumb stuff. You know, like, I got into my mood and I started watching classic martial arts films. So, you know, I had to start off with Kung Fu Commandos. Love that movie. I had to have the 5 Deadly Venoms, or the Poison Clan, as some people might know. If you ain't seen that, you're deprived. But this helps me psychologically, so you know that's why I do this. Everybody else will say that, and they're like, "Oh, I don't have enough views. I look at mine and I go, where'd I get these views from? Every time I get subs, I'm like, where'd they come from? Haven't they learned that I don't know crap? I don't do nothing on here. This is Seinfeld, except not as funny." But I am going to make some more shorts. I do promise that. Because on my shorts, I like to ask those hard questions. The ones that you can't just answer right away. Nobody's still giving me a straight answer on Prime or Shazam. Now, most people, when I say Prime, they think I'm talking about, you know, Hero Prime. I'm like, no. I mean, his name was Prime from the Ultra Force comics, Ultraverse. But when I ask these questions, like, I don't ask those who would win in a fight questions. That doesn't concern me. I don't want my people to be fighting. I asked the hard questions, like who had a better theme song than Knight Rider? Riddle me that. Like when you heard the Knight Rider theme song, you just knew. Anytime now, anybody can tell me who had a better theme song than Knight Rider. Exactly. I don't know. I mean, like, don't get me twisted. That's not fair because I don't like to compete it because the greatest American hero, come on, that theme song, you hear that? Believe it or not, I'm walking. That song is awesome. Tales from the Crypt, awesome theme song, but Knight Rider just, as soon as you hear that, you just, that's why so many rap beats have been made to that. Oh, easy. I was asking another critical question. What theme song was harder? What theme song was better than the Knight Rider theme song? Or you can even go back. You can hit it up with Spider-Man, Spider-Man. You can hit him up with all of that. You can hit him with the Wonder Woman theme. You can hit him up with the Captain America original cartoon theme when he throws his mighty shield. But it's hard to beat that Knight Rider. It didn't even need lyrics. Oh, that's sick. I know they've redone the show a bunch of times, but, you know, it's hard because William Daniels was Kit. That's William Daniels, Mr. Feeney. That was Kit. He also played the judge in this great movie called Blind Date with a young Bruce Willis and Kim Basinger. Flashlight? If I ever get a gaming PC, I will. I play a lot of games that are actually on PC, but I play them on the console, so I plan on doing that because I want to get an emulator, because there's a lot of games from this system called Neo Geo that I just absolutely love. And as a person that, when I'm done playing these games, he always shows up. He always comments on every one I do, and you know he appreciates my Neo Geo love. His name is Charlie Cat. He runs a Neo Geo forum on Atari Age, and that's as far as I think I can say without getting in trouble. Like, not by him, but by, you know, how these websites are weird when you plug other websites. But I mention that because that's Gamehead Heaven. I mean, any old school video game system, they're on it. And I love PC gaming. I mean, without PC gaming, I wouldn't have had Lo Wang Shadow Warrior, I wouldn't have had Duke Nukem, and I wouldn't have had OG Doom. Cyborg, you're a traitor. You know why I say you're a traitor? Because you left the Teen Titans to join the Justice League. That premier group of elitists. Oh, nah, I will let you know, Nightmare. I will. I promise. I just want to take a moment to thank y'all once again for hanging out with me, even though I'm not doing anything significant. But we're crapping and talking about crazy, good old-fashioned TV. And somebody answer me this. How come every old Steven Seagal movie always had three words in the title? Marked for death, out for justice, above the law. And then Under Siege came out, but that was, you know, after his 80s run. Bud Files, hey! Hey, you have a great one, Easy. I'm glad you came through. How is Nightwing a threat? He has no powers. He even said it in the comic. I have no powers. He's not like Batman who thinks that, you know, because I'm a billionaire, I can handle it all. Just because his pocketbook is better than all the heroes. Yeah. But also, the Titans TV show, I actually like it. They got some good fighting in there, solid character work, and the martial arts is through the roof. Donna Troy. That's the OG Wonder Girl. Then she ended up getting married, having a kid. She died. Then it was a Kid Eternity. I really got to stop reading comics one day. But man, bang that. I'm like Brody. Got my dual pistols like I'm Deadpool or Deathstroke, however you want to say it. I don't know, don't care. Gotcha. Hunk is awesome. I'm gonna have to go with Claire. But only reason why I go with that, Elizabeth, here's the only reason. So, you know, so I hope you don't. Because I'm a huge Code Veronica fan. I mean, I like the Resident Evil series, but like characters, I just liked Claire. But I've been following her since Resident Evil 2.
Thanks for jumping in. Raven's fighting him.
And I'm talking like OG first PlayStation kind of nonsense. Like most people reference the GameCube. I'm like, why?
Starfire and I will take the upper levels.
I'll search the rest of this floor.
Sounds like a plan.
But also, once again, when it comes to me, I don't really do wrong answers. Because I don't really think there is a wrong answer. Especially when it comes to your preference. Because it's subjective. I can't knock anyone's choice. Because I might not know. But yeah, Claire, she has been, people thought it would have been Chris Redfield, you know, and all that, but nah. Claire was she just came with it. Especially that dope scene where she's surrounded, she drops her gun, mid-drop, she grabs it, shoots the propane tanks. Great, where are the corrupted prisoners at so I can, you know, free them, I guess. As opposed to murder! You know, that's why I don't ask questions like Nathan Drake or Lara Croft, because I don't think there's a wrong answer for that either. Because, you know, Tomb Raider changed the game, yo. And I always thought of Uncharted as kind of like the male Tomb Raider. So I can't really knock either of them, whoever your preference is. I'm reading, I'm waiting. I'm not going to answer because usually somebody says chicken butt or something, so I'm just waiting. Because I've been fooled before. Dunsky, put on your dunce caps. You're all full of crap. You're capping. Let's go. Let's go on ahead and stop this. Put you to nap and active. Yep, just as I thought that you'd say, which is why I didn't answer appropriately. I would have said Mr. D's. But that's cool. I love when they did that on the Boondocks. When he's like, let me give you something near and dear to my heart, playboy. And then after he did that, he went, and from the grave, you'll never get me. Nah, you're cool. Let's try to finish this level so I can go ahead and get that final achievement on here so I can move on with my Disney. Nah, Elizabeth's been cool. This is like a second stream that came up on. The first one was great, but I had to cancel it because they wanted me to wait 17 hours to upload it. Nah, that ain't happening. Well, it's funny because Jackie Chan used to actually be a stunt double in Bruce Lee movies. Like, he was taking the stunts. But Jackie Chan was never like, he was never in fight tournaments. What's crazy, though, is that Jet Li was in fight tournaments. Like, Jet Li was known for that. He was known for winning. But that dude knows how to get down. But also, Bruce Lee has had a few fights where he had to prove himself. Which is why the Quentin Tarantino thing was always weird to me, because, like, the stuff that he was talking about wasn't completely accurate as far as Bruce Lee's attitude goes. Especially since Bruce Lee used to also train with a wrestler named Judo Jean LaBelle, who was a legitimate tough guy, and, you know, he always showed respect. Bruce Lee didn't like producers and directors, but he loved the stunt crews and stuff. But producers and directors are not to be liked because most of the time they're gigantic jerks. I don't know if he did. Like, legitimately? I don't think he did because I figured that would have been news. But, like, him and Judo Jean LaBelle used to train together all the time. Because Judo Jean LaBelle taught him how to act in martial arts movies. Because he was originally so fast that the camera couldn't keep up, so he had to teach him how to slow it down. You know, like a pro wrestler would. And he used to pick him up, and Bruce Lee used to legendarily say, "Put me down so I can kick your ass." So people also remember that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was kind of trained by Bruce. The master of the skyhook. So that's the only thing, like, but also, that's like the one thing where I can't really get with people on. I've never been big on Quentin Tarantino movies to begin with. I like some of them, but some of the stuff just comes out preposterous. Like, Michael J. White was in Kill Bill Volume 2, getting killed by David Carradine, and I just don't see it. I don't care how you put it. But that's also like if you watch the old Batman TV show, watching Bruce Lee take punches from Robin when they did the Green Hornet Batman crossover, and you see Bruce Lee sitting there and taking these weak punches from Robin, and you're like, come on. The only time I can't suspend my disbelief. Raven, slow down, baby. I love you. No matter how annoying you are with that I have no emotion nonsense. If you didn't have emotions, then they wouldn't manifest themselves like that. That's the weird thing, though. It's like there's a lot of people like consider this. There's people out there that would automatically, like, say, Mike Tyson ain't that tough. I can beat him. I'm not getting in the ring with Mike Tyson. Even at his current age, I'm not getting in the ring with him. Because I'm sure he'd twist me up like a pretzel. Especially if he doesn't have boxing gloves. Hey, keep digging. How you doing? Yeah, I'm not fighting Mike Tyson. I don't care how big the bag is on that one. Because, you know, I'd have to buy the stuff in advance because I won't recognize it the next day after he's done beating me. I can show up in a solid gold wheelchair to go pick up all that I've acquired.
Trigon's evil power has entered this world through me. But you have saved my soul, and I thank you. I hope
It's just like when people say, I'll catch Mike Tyson in a leg lock. You got to get in the range of his fists to do that. And I've seen him take people off balance with a punch to the arm. So I'm not going to go and I'm not walking that tightrope. I've done a lot of stupid crap in my life. But that's not going to be on that list. Yeah. Well, I don't need a guy who literally punches people for a living. I don't need to get in the range of that. Am I allowed to have, like, I don't know, a 2x4 and a Derringer pistol, perhaps? Not a lethal killing pistol, but at least a Derringer. I need something in there that won't let me, you know, get completely destroyed. Plus, like I said, it's like, all right, that's him with gloves on and sanctioned rules. So I got to go fight him without any of those kind of precautions put in place to, you know, keep him from, you know, committing murders upon me. I don't need that. Do I sound like a coward? Yes. Am I ashamed of that? No. The coward lives to tell the tale of how the brave dude got killed. I'm saying, at least a taser. I'm not talking about a stun gun either. I need something that shoots cables out from a range. Like, you know, modify it. Let me get at least 100 feet. I don't need him running up on me. I mean, some people tried to mug him once and he took them down. And it's like, out of all the people you could choose to go and try to rob and mug on the street, you choose Mike without a gun? Wow. That's brilliant. But also, don't listen to me, because I'm the guy that says that the person I would never be friends with if he were real was John McClane. Because every time I look up, stuff happens to him. And I don't need to be kidnapped by no terrorist just so that they can prove a point. And I gotta hope that he comes and save me. Like, no matter what, you can't go to dinner with him, because guess what? Some terrorists are gonna come and attack that same restaurant that John McClane wanted to go grab the bite to eat at. I'm just saying. Basically. Alright, enter the ring. We touch gloves. And on the way back to my corner, as soon as the bell rings, you'll see me walking out of the ring. Because no one ever said I had to stay in that ring to last with them. They just said I had to get in the ring. Nobody said how long I had to stay there. I figured we touch gloves and the bell rings, then I'm out. Peace. Bye. Give me my money. I saw what he did to that dude who kept calling him a homo. He knocked his eye out on the street without gloves. That's not cool. Dude kept talking mess, kept calling him a homo. Somebody can't hang. Hit him so hard, basically knocked his eye off his head. His whole eye was gone. That's a fair assessment, Elizabeth. That's very fair. But at the same time, it goes back to that saying. So out of all the people in the world you could have chose to get in the ring with, you chose Tyson? Without no kind of training, huh? Well, I guess that's an honor. But I'd be the guy punching out my trainers like, why didn't you stop me from this suicide mission? But, you know, shame I could deal with. Oh, I guess somebody... Oh, yeah, that's right. They got these P versus P fights on here. I never do them. The only reason I haven't played this game is I built my character up so high. Like, back when it was on PlayStation 3, I had bought this game way before it was ever free. And I built my character up, and then I lost all the information. Like, all of it was gone. That made me so mad. Because I had transferred from PlayStation 3 to 4 and all that good stuff. No, he is. I have met him. He's great. I used to live in Vegas. Absolute sweetheart. Very intelligent, too. So you know the story about how he almost beat up Brad Pitt, right? Back when Brad Pitt was like young, hot Hollywood guy who, you know, wasn't Brad Pitt yet. He almost beat the crap out of that dude. You ever get a chance to look up all that story? That was a funny story. Yeah. So though, for real though, everybody in here doing good? Everybody feeling alright? I'm asking the chat, everybody nice? Everybody feeling alright? Oh yeah. Be surprised about crazy stuff. There's another tough guy who was a pro wrestler back in the day named Haku. They also called him Ming. But yeah, that dude used to pepper sprayed him. He just took it, broke his cuffs, beat up. Yeah, it was a wild time. Like, legendary tough guys are interesting. And then the guys that you wouldn't know are tough are exceedingly tough, or just downright crazy. Because I always learned that the toughest dude I see are the guy that's really trying to avoid the fight because he's avoiding having to put the hurt on you. Unless he has to. Which is why Steven Seagal doesn't have a lot of respect these days. Because people have had to put the hurt on him. Alright. What are these people doing? Why do I gotta go to the House of Legends? I don't want to go to the House of Legends. I do love the load time on this. They modified everything. Ah, yes. Your description videos are better than mine. You know mine usually, I suck, I'm just here to talk, I have no idea what I'm doing, yada yada yada. But yeah, I tried playing it yesterday or the day before, and I just, I was so bad. But I also didn't know what I was doing, and I couldn't read none of the status elements. My TV ain't big enough. And I'm not sitting real close to it.
You're on our team this time.
Went all the way there just to do that? That was just craptacular.
Let me just power these up. And what do you need?
I need to sell some of this useless crap I got. Oh, nope, none of it's useless. Bye, Captain Adam. I ain't doing no 8-player stuff. Takes too long. 4-player. See, a lot of these I can't do. because a lot of them require me to have like squads, and I've never had a squad of people on here because nobody plays this game anymore. I do. Mostly because I like to run around, traipse, solve crimes, spot it out. Then I like to stand in no place and just talk about absolutely nothing. Oh, you have a good one, alright? Hope to see you again sometime. Chop it up. I always love chopping it up. Good conversation. Makes the world go round. Well, have a good one, Elizabeth, okay? That's a cool person. That's what I can do this for. I like having to just have random combo with everybody. Oh, holy night. I've been here that long? Ooh, okay, Speaking of leaving, I'm about to get out of here myself. I can't believe I've been on here that long. I ain't even did nothing. Why can't I sell this crap? Let me sort all my items. There we go. Now let me find somebody stupid or smart enough to buy all this stuff off me. I've always liked this game. It's a good game. Like, I like it because it's like multi-platform too. You can play this on like PC. You can play it on Xbox, and of course PlayStation. Like, it was made that way. But I'm really hoping they do a Marvel one because I've always been more of a Marvel guy. Anyways, for the rest of us, oh snap! I got some stuff I gotta do. Hey, y'all have a good one. Go out there and go deal with your day. Get it over with. Get back to Sanctuary. And do what it is that makes you happy as long as you ain't hurting nobody to do it. Y'all have a good one, okay? And thank y'all. Y'all helped me way more than I could ever help anyway. Y'all again.